here I am, on the brink of dunking on a 10-foot rim. Of course, I loved basketball growing up, but was always a short kid, mocked and underestimated. My dream was to turn that pain into amazement. Imagine the kid they laughed at proving them wrong by not just playing, but excelling in basketball, by dunking. Then again, time is ticking for me. I'm 22, and unless I'm LeBron James, the window to achieve this dream is closing fast. With this in mind, I trained for 60 days to finally fulfill my lifelong dream and make me one of the best dunkers on the planet. But I never would have pursued this dream in the first place if it weren't for catching lobs on shorter rims with my friend Jeremy. Impressed by my baseline performance, he turned to me and said,
"You should take this a little more seriously, dude."
And that was the spark I needed to shatter my limits. In the hope that I can do it, this is the third and final part of my dunking series. For 60 relentless days, I've battled ankle injuries and self-doubt, endured grueling workouts, and optimized my diet and sleep. Now, I'm poised to do the unthinkable. At the same time, I had my doubts. What if 60 days isn't enough? What if I re-injure my ankle? And who's going to teach me to dunk having never trained for this before? These questions loomed large, but the desire to prove myself was even bigger. Despite that desire, I hit the first major hurdle even before my challenge officially began. I twisted my ankle 1 week before we were set to start, and practically all my physical abilities were gone without warning. It's the same ankle I injured years ago during another basketball game, so I guess it's always been more prone to issues. Not only was this obviously bad for my upcoming training and performance, but it even cost me valuable time. You see, I planned to start this challenge in May, but with a family vacation booked for mid-July, I was suddenly up against the added stress of needing to start and finish this 60-day challenge before I leave. So I almost instantly started recovering by going to physical therapy because of this, leading us to where we are now in this video, part 3. I've made significant progress since my initial injury, and my ankle is nearly back at full strength, just in time for the grand finale you'll see by the end of this episode. However, overcoming the injury was just one part of the puzzle. Before this series, as I mentioned earlier, I was a novice in training specifically for jumping. I needed an expert so I can avoid wasting time on ineffective workouts. That's why, in part 1, I teamed up with Paul, an Austrian personal trainer, to craft a training regimen that sidesteps unnecessary exercises and zeroes in on making me nothing but a dunking machine. With Paul's expertise, my standing reach is still 6 feet 9 inches, but my vertical leap has surged from an initial 25 inches in part 1 to an impressive 32 inches as of last video. And now, with just 4 weeks left, I need 7 more inches to touch a 10-foot rim and 13 more inches, or a 45-inch vertical, to dunk. That's just 3 inches shy of what Michael Jordan had, and much higher than the average NBA vertical. So on day 32, as we finish the isometric phase from last video, which built on the foundational safety phase we focused on in the video before that, I'm gearing up for the next phase. It's all about maximizing force and speed, the core components of a masterful vertical jump, which you'll see in all its glory by the end of this video, baby, so stick around. To summarize, physical therapy and Paul's guidance have been crucial in overcoming each obstacle so far. Equally important, I worked on my upper body per Paul's guidance on day 33 to maintain my overall levels of fitness. Day 34 has arrived, and the intensity of this training journey is climbing to new heights as we start the concentric phase, the phase that maximizes force and speed. So in addition to continuing the depth jumps from the previous video, we've now added a squat jump at the end of them. Additionally, we've now incorporated seated squat jumps. Starting from a seated position, I explode upwards, defying gravity with every fiber of my being. Is this kind of intense training sustainable for me? I'm not sure, but that's not all. I'm still powering through with wall sits and Bulgarian split squats. Each workout stacks new challenges on top of the old, increasing the pressure on my muscles more than ever. This relentless pace for over 1 month straight has now taken a significant toll on my body. It seems I've hit a point where a single massage became necessary, not as a luxury, but as a crucial intervention to rejuvenate my weary muscles and keep me moving forward.
My life just got 100 times better. Arn, my massage therapist, is the greatest. I'm ready to touch this 10-foot rim.
It felt like a reset button, though I know the path ahead remains daunting. Increased stretching has also become more crucial than ever. It's transformed from a regular part of my routine into a critical tool for recovery and readiness. Of course, with each passing day, these challenges grow, but so does my resolve to meet them head on.
It smells so good in here.
On day 34, boosted by my recent massage, I made a significant adjustment to my training regimen. I've increased the height at which I perform some of my workouts, amplifying the challenge of the exercises I was already mastering just 2 days ago. Elevating the height is demanding, but it's essential for reaching heights that once seemed impossible. And that's exactly what I reached for on day 38, new heights. The Kid Out squad rolled out to practice my jumping technique and try to touch a 10-foot rim. With Paul's training, I was determined to make every leap count. No! I'm not close, man. In spite of multiple successes at touching 9.5 feet in the past, though, today wasn't my day. I fell short on every attempt at 10 feet, and even catching lobs on a 9-foot rim ended in failure. Off camera, my frustration really showed. As we count down the last 22 days of this challenge, I can feel the fatigue setting in, both physically and mentally. Here's a quick montage of my past attempts, including those initial tries at 9.5 feet, to show you just how tough this journey has been. Ultimately, each failure is a lesson, and each attempt brings me closer to that 10-foot mark. I'm so close anyways, I just have to refine the actual way I'm jumping. More on that later. I'm getting fucking cooked out there. I need to clap back. With 19 days left, I stood next to a 30-inch playa box, using it as a visualization of my progress. It stands tall, but my current vertical leap is 32 inches, 2 inches taller than even this. It's a clear, visual representation of how far I've come and the heights I'm yet to achieve. Today, I also revisited my usual leg workouts, adding a small tweak. A whole 1 second was added to my calf raises per rep. Yes! And that's the point. With just 18 days left, every detail counts more than ever. After adding an extra second to my calf raises on day 41 from 4 to 5 seconds, I faced an unexpected hurdle: shin splints. Don't you ever get sick of injuries? I'm getting fucking cooked out there. These painful interruptions sidelined me from physical training from days 43 to 45, increasing the pressure as the clock continued to tick. Rather than see this as time lost, I turned it into an opportunity. I immersed myself in Isaiah Rivera's podcast, absorbing advanced techniques that could elevate my performance. One of your comments also helped me identify a major flaw: my premature leaping upward before takeoff, which you can see here. This habit has quietly been sapping the effectiveness of my jumps. That's why addressing this flaw could be transformative. By eliminating the premature leap and focusing on a more explosive launch directly from the ground, I expect to not only make up for the lost time, but also gain additional inches on my vertical jump. With the shin splints now under control and a renewed focus, I'm more determined than ever to push towards that 45-inch vertical I need to dunk by the end of this. Every second and every inch counts. As the countdown to the challenge's end ticked louder, days 46 through 48 marked a pivotal moment in my training. I introduced gather step box jumps, a workout meticulously designed to prime my body for the explosive power needed in dunking. With just 2 weeks left, I pushed the limits further than ever. Lateral split squats and intensified upper body routines became my daily bread. I was lifting heavier, and my legs were sexier than ever. On day 50, something clicked during my training session. Each leap seemed to lift not just my body, but also my spirits, as I visualized myself clearing the rim with ease. The weight felt lighter, the air felt thinner, and my confidence soared. I could feel it in my bones. I wasn't just ready, I was eager. The dream that once felt distant was now pulsating within reach. This was a revelation more than it was a training day. My muscles remembered each jump, my mind replayed each successful motion, and my heart embraced the looming possibility. As I left the gym that day, I knew something had fundamentally shifted. I felt unstoppable. Day 50 was the day I believed I would finally touch that elusive 10-foot rim. Each jump felt lighter, each breath filled with more determination. I primed for a victory that felt destined. So I soared, reaching upwards with every fiber in my body tuned to the goal. The rim was no longer a distant dream. It was right there, within grasp. My confidence was at its peak, and I felt a rush of adrenaline like never before. This was going to be my day, my moment. Have you ever been moments away from a dream, only to see it slip through your fingers? As I soared toward what felt like a certain victory, I landed wrong, twisting my right ankle, the opposite of the one I'd been rehabbing. And in that silent moment, the reality hit hard. I don't usually let my emotions get the best of me, but that day, I cried. This was a harsh reminder of the fine line between dreams and disasters. I had pushed to my limits, achieving a near 36-inch vertical leap, only for fate to snatch it away at the last second. Reflecting on this journey, I've realized that true victory lies in not the height we reach, but in the spirit we summon to face our challenges. This experience has deepened my understanding of resilience. It's about embracing obstacles and rising stronger, ready for the next leap. Though today marks the end of this challenge, my journey is far from over. This is just a pause, a moment to gather strength. We're defined not by our setbacks, but by how we overcome them, and this setback has only fueled my determination. Thank you to everyone who has supported me. Each of you faces your own challenges, and I hope my journey inspires you to tackle them with courage and determination. Let's not let setbacks hold us back. Instead, let them be the reason we push forward even harder. It's the spirit we bring to our journeys that truly defines our success. Stay tuned, check out this playlist for our journey together, and get ready because we're just getting started. Together, let's keep dreaming big and fighting hard, proving that no setback is too great to overcome.